Hey y'all, welcome back to Blendverse channel. Today it's not going to be like a specific review, it's more like a showcase, and I decided to go for a really, short-ish, midterm, long videos regarding the figures that I actually love myself, that I'm afraid to touch or break it by myself as well. So for those type of figure that I'm, taking a extreme care with, I'll do a showcase instead of touching and articulating every parts and stuff. No, I wouldn't really want to do those to the figures that I collect or that I really love in my shelf. I got a lot more figures like in my collection, like besides whatever I've been reviewing in my channel, and I'm pretty sure this has to be the 100th video, so congrats to myself uploading 100 video in my channel. And yeah, it was all possible because a lot of you guys were supporting me all the way to this moment. And yeah, please do support me in a way as you did before, all the way to the end of this channel. Probably until the death of myself. I don't even know when I'm gonna die. Nobody knows, but whatever. So yeah, this is a figure that I just got today. Extremely recent, because it's today, a couple hours ago. This is the 1/5 scale PVC or soft vinyl completed model figure from Tsukuda hobby. It's a Japanese firm. I'm not sure if they make more alien figures nowadays. This is the retro one. Should be released in the mid-90s or something. And such a cool figure. It really is. It's quite big because it's 1/5 scale, meaning that it should be bigger than Hot Toy and slightly smaller than the quarter scale from NECA. The Xenomorph figures. I do not have any other alien or big chap alien, to be specific. I don't have any other of those. I used to have the Revoltech one, which I reviewed before, but I sold that guy because it was too small, and the Revoltech alien was extremely hard to articulate and make a great pose. I mean, design-wise, Alien is really such an awesome guy, but at the same time, it's really hard to articulate this guy into a certain point that you want to make him into a certain position to display with. Really unfortunate, but I still do like soft vinyl figures. That's why I got this guy, and it's just extremely cool, really cool stuff. Over here, the feet is really nicely done too. There's no swivel for the wrist, which is kind of unfortunate. The arm and both leg move upwards and backwards. No swivel at the knee nor the feet. The tail has bandy wire inside, so that works, so you can bend it around. But the thing is, my tripod is really extremely stiff. You see these kind of like spiky element on the tail. When you squeeze them, yes, it might get stuck inside, because it feels like a really thin layer of tails attached with each other. So let me just show you what I mean by this thing. So you look at the tail, there's a seam line, and apparently there are two pieces of tail attached together to form into one piece. As you can see, the seam line, and these kind of elements over here, when you squeeze it, it's squishy, but it feels like there's nothing inside. It's squishy because it's only full of air, with the sculpting on the tail is just a really thin layer of plastic. So just be careful, do not squeeze it. I really do not recommend you to squeeze it, because otherwise it might rip apart. But still, really such a cool figure. Just with my brekkie coffee, really such a good one. This is a Starbucks one that you just have to mix with water. But yeah, here it is. Alien, that's really cool, isn't it? Look at the back side. Really nice illustrator of this figure. And the big chap alien. Really cool. And I think this is the prototype image of this guy, which all the elements on the back are straightened forward or like horizontally. You know what I mean? But when you actually take a look on the back side of the actual released product, you see how these are kind of squished together. You can see it. It's kind of squished in together. Really, I don't know. I still like it and might save a bit of space on my shelf. Yes, these do swivel side to side, but I really tried to straighten all of them, which was not really possible, it seems. Very unfortunate. Because of the way they are shaped, the peg holes, I mean, the peg holes are not placed straight in from the back, it's kind of diagonally attached to the body. So that's what makes this thing at the back kind of, hold its place as one. Still cool though, really nice. I love this figure. Yeah, tail's really nicely done too. Kind of glossy as well. The dome on the head, on my figure at least, it's kind of yellow right now because of its age. I mean, that's a thing for most of these type of, xenomorph figure, the big chap one. It's supposed to be crystal clear for the headpiece, but then it always ends up, losing its color scheme and turning into yellow. I mean, it's the thing for the vintage figures, and it's really cool. And there's a inner jaw as well, which pops out as well. And this thing is really lightly weighted because it's a final figure. Really cool though. I love this guy. Even if you look at it from the side, it's just extremely cool. I wish, the wrist would have moved sideways. Like, I wish it had a swivel. Fortunately, it doesn't. But still, an extremely nice detail for a soft vinyl figure. Like, holy shit, this has to be the best and most detailed soft vinyl figure I have in my collection. Also, it's really nicely sized. When it comes to like horror figures, I really love ones that are at least like quarter of its original size, so 1:4 scale, like NECA. But at the same time, I don't want them to have too much articulation like NECA at the same time. So it's more like I prefer moving statue, that's what I would call it. That's actually a term that some people use. Like, these kind of thing are considered as a moving statue because it doesn't have too much articulation. There's a swivel on, there's a side-to-side swivel for the head as well. No jaw articulation and things. Still really cool though. As you can see in my profile picture, it's also a newborn alien that I have from the exact same company, Tsukuda Hobby. I'm gonna review that guy sometime in the future, next time, not today though. I'm not sure if I'm going to review it anytime soon, but definitely I'm going to do a comparison with this guy later on. I believe Newborn is slightly... Yeah, Newborn should be slightly shorter than this guy. Because, I mean, in the movie-wise, Newborn's supposed to be slightly smaller from what I remember than the Xenomorph over here. Still really nice. Do love the sculpting on this thing. There were not so much review available for this guy apparently when I try to find some review for this guy on YouTube. There were super old ones from like 12 to 13 years ago. Not anyone recently done a review for this guy from then. I'm glad I can kind of, do a small showcase with you guys. Yeah, just get it if you have a chance. If you're gonna get it from Mercury, the Japanese website. That's where I got mine. I got it shipped overseas here. It only costs about like 6,000 yen. That's like $50-ish in US dollars, almost somewhere around there, or should be little to no difference. But really cool piece, and I really do recommend it. The design of this thing reminds me of the old Kenner one as well, and I don't know, I really love this guy. Truly do appreciate all the sculpting on this guy. Really, if you're like a SF, like sci-fi horror fan, or Xenomorph fan, or like did something like Dead Space, which I have from NECA and Play Arts Sky and stuff as well. The NECA should be reviewed sometime in the future as well. But yeah, that's probably it for this showcase. Like, it's not like a normal review that I usually do. It's more like a showcase because I'm afraid to break this guy with my hands as well. I'm just gonna keep this guy in the box again for a while and display it inside a box, or kind of take it out if I have a chance to, put this guy somewhere in the shelf. I do not have much space left there. But yeah, that was it for today's showcase video. So hope you kind of liked it and get the idea of what this guy looks like, at least from the recent reviews. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll come back with another video.